Assalamu alaikum, friends. Today we'll be discussing about the Sudan issue. What is the issue? How serious it is? Who are the stakeholders and the path to peace? So let's get started. So today we are talking about the Sudan issues, the crisis, a conflict that rarely stays in global headlines, but where millions of lives are being destroyed every single day. So we will understand what the Sudan issue is, how serious the situation is, who the key stakeholders are, and most importantly, what the solution for peace looks like. What is the Sudan issue? Sudan has been facing a brutal civil war since April 2023. The conflict is mainly between two powerful armed groups, Sudanist armed forces led by General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and the Rapid Support Forces (RSF) led by Mohammad Hamdan Dagalo. The crisis begins when negotiation to move Sudan towards civilian democracy collapse. Both sides wanted control over the military and the state and the power replaced dialogue. So how serious is this crisis? The seriousness of the Sudan crisis cannot be overstated. Thousands have been killed so far, over 10 million people displaced from their homes, hospitals, schools, water system destroyed, widespread hunger, diseases, and sexual violence. Children growing up without safety or education, according to the United Nations. So, Sudan is now one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. So, who are the key stakeholders and their roles? First is Sudanese armed forces, who claims legitimacy as a national army, who seeks to maintain political power, has delayed a full transition to civil rule. The Rapid Support Forces, the second one, originated from earlier militias involved in the Darfur conflict, controls strong financial and military networks, faces serious allegation of war crimes and human rights abuses. The third is civilian groups and protest movement who demand democracy and civilian governance have been sidelined and silenced by the war. Fourth is regional powers. Egypt generally supports the Sudanese army. Gulf countries accused of direct involvement and influence. Neighboring states suffer from refugee flows and border instability. And the international community, UN, Australia, US, European Union, attempts mediation and peace talks. They provide humanitarian aid, lacks unified and strong enforcement measure. So what is the solution for the peace? First is immediate ceasefire. Guns must fall silent. Humanitarian corridors must be opened urgently. Civilian-led political transition. Both armed forces must exist. Politics, power should be transferred to a civilian government. Strong and unified international pressure. And the flow of weapons, targeted sanctions on leaders, not civilians. Accountability and justice. Independent investigation into the war crime should be there. Justice is essential for lasting peace. With this regional and African-led mediation, African Union and neutral regional actors, solutions rooted in certain social and cultural realities. So what can ordinary people do? You might ask, what can we do? So do not ignore Sudan, share verified information, support humanitarian organization, pressure government and media to stay engaged. Silence also takes a side and it usually favors the oppression. The Sudan crisis is not just Sudan's problem, it is a humanity problem. Okay, so if you want more videos on forgotten conflicts, global justice, and peace solution, please like, share. Peace begins when awareness replaces indifference.